The Director of Operations at the National Security Secretariat, Colonel Michael Opoku, today took his turn at the Ayawaso West Wogon Commission of Inquiry. He told the commission that the men in black T-shirts on the day of the elections were national security operatives detailed to augment the work of the police. He disclosed that the men, who were mostly trained civilians, were deployed for monitoring and surveillance purposes. Colonel Michael Opoku told the Emil Short Commission that the National Security had received intelligence on 30th January 2019 about some persons moving into the constituency from the northern and Ashanti regions with weapons. Colonel Opoku said on the Monday of the election, the operatives from the National Security Secretariat had been sent to the constituency with reassurance of security. According to Colonel Opoku, the operatives are usually masked to keep their identities hidden. Meanwhile, the NDC's parliamentary candidate for the election, Mr. Delali Kwesi Brimpong, also told the commission that on the day of the election, he had left the house around 7 in the morning to visit some of the polling stations when his son called to warn him about incidents of shooting around the house and asked him to stay away. He claimed accounts from eyewitnesses said the men who wore black T-shirts over brown khaki trousers failed to break into his home and began firing at a crowd in front of his house who hooted at them. He told the commission a total of 16 persons were wounded, one whose condition was critical and had been transferred to the 37 military hospital for treatment. Mr. Brimpong told the commission, although he was not there to see events for himself, all indicators and evidence, including pools of blood at separate locations around his house, proved the victim's wounds were from gunshots. Asked whether the confrontation was between the national security and some 15 motorbike riders who had come around his residence, the witness answered that he did not meet any motorbike riders, but rather a large vehicular presence which prevented him from driving into his house. The commission then suggested to him that 3 minority MPs, including Mr. Sam George, Mr. Oko van der Poy and Mr. Neelante van der Poy, and a deputy women's organizer of the NDC came in a convoy of 4 cars and 15 motorbike riders. The witness answered that he would not know if that was the case because he was not at home at the time. Mr. Brimpong said contrary to what is in the public domain, he did not bus any group of people to his house, but rather the NDC provided human resource as a strategy to correct the wrongs from the 2016 general elections, which saw his as well as former President John Mahama's defeat in that constituency. Sitting resumes on Monday 25th February 2019 at 10 a.m.